As we open 2023 to the year of new gear, we look back at the last year and MC-707's contributions to it. We ask what's next, what new updates might come this year, and what have been the significant upgrades that we got in 2022. If you look at the update history of the MC-707, you see there was a bunch in 2020, and then after that there was one major release per year with bug fixes in addition to that. I would really like to see everyone in the community get their ideas out there for this year's update. I know that's not necessarily how it works, but if Roland knows about what we're looking for in this, it's more likely to happen. Mainly want to talk about the exciting updates we've had over the last year and how that can affect how we use it. For quite some time, I'd neglected the looper function of the MC-707. I'd gotten it more for the Zencore engine, for sound design, and other aspects of its functionality. Recently, I dove in and tried to learn the looper function. This is what I learned. Build a quick beat and then just plug a microphone into it like I'm showing here with the cable, and just go nuts, record some little vocal loops over something that you've created, and added a bunch of vocal lines. It's actually kind of funny little jam I did, very unique, with some crazy vocal loops stacked. So I recommend that as a way to make learning the looper a little more fun and easy, because you don't have to set up any advanced gear. You've got your hands free to do other things. My dream in 2023 for the MC-707 is that the looper functionality would add an overdub function so that you could stack loops on top of loops as you're recording. This would take it to another level and make it a much better performance device in the looper category. One of my favorite add-ins in the last year is the Phonograph effect. This takes the MC-707 character way up, as you can add a lot of cool lo-fi tidbits to your sound as a master effect. So I think this is on the level of some of those Strymon effects that do similar things. So it's just greatly appreciated to have this on this device. As I'm big into synth sound design, the JD multi effect should have been a big add-in for me, and I think I'll get to it. I just haven't had a chance to use this on any of my synths as much as I would have liked. But I found a cool trick with it, and I'd like to share that. Now that we have menus like this JD multi that go on for days, lots and lots of parameters, it's nice that you can do this. It's not a new feature, but if you hold shift and the up arrow, you can jump many parts of the menu quickly up to the top and then be able to change to different effects on that top level there. As a recap of the MC-707 in 2023, it's important to note how many effects this has compared to other grooveboxes in this class. Just watch. I mean, this goes for days and days. You've got so many different effects, and many of them are, go beyond your typical basic effects. You have a lot of your standard effects to meet all your needs there, but then you have these other effects like these DJ style effects and other just really rich effects. And another cool thing is, as you can take in external inputs, watch some of my other videos for more ideas on that, but with external inputs you can give these effects to other devices. So I got my Syntac I use a lot. I can bring that in here if I want to give it other effects. Not always going to do that, but it's an option for really thick effects to add in. I found a cool little way to make a riser type effect in here. So let me introduce a beat I've been working on, a kit that fixes their 808 kit a little bit and makes it sound a little bit more authentic. Right. Okay, so, and then the scatter here. This is one where I turned the pad pressure to do pitch. And then look at these settings here. Pretty interesting. I haven't done this before. Just nice, right? That could be a cool one to have. So I don't think that's new in 2022 or anything, or probably since the last scatter update, but that's a cool one. Anyway, I want to do another video on this kit I'm building, but that's for time for another video. So here's that phonograph effect again. First it's off, and then I'm going to turn it on while the beat's playing, and it's just, listen to this. This is a good one. That's pretty sweet stuff. Okay, so that brings me to some of my next ideas for 2023 feature requests. So obviously we've got a great clip launcher, but it would be nice to have either a song mode or an arranger mode. I really like having just the clip flow. Tools that this brings to the table is has a lot of the Electron sequencer features, but it also has clip launcher. So that I like how they've squashed clip launcher into, you can hold this and change these, and you can also use these buttons to launch different clips. And so this gives you the best of both worlds in terms of clip launching workflow. I've had some fun jamming around with that and making up some cool jams by mixing different things, and you just can't do that on some groove boxes. But having a song mode would be exceptional on this, so that you could take, if you look at these, you get 16 different scenes. So being able to form those up into a song so that you could record those in would be great. So that would be one feature request. And the other would be, hey, these sliders are great, dedicated to volume, but what if we could turn that off? Because sometimes you have, through the settings and everything, your volumes are already dialed in just perfectly. Some songs you'd maybe want to have it turned on, and some you'd want to have it turned off, because if you say you came in and adjusted all of these for one song, and you come to the next one and you wanted them like this instead, well, you couldn't really do that. They'd be kind of mixed how you have it mixed. And if in different songs, say if you always had this as your drum track and this was always your bass track, that'd be one thing. But I can imagine you'd have different songs where they're not always assigned to the same thing. So having these being able to be turned off to volume would be great. And even better is if you could assign these to something else if they were not assigned to volume. Like you could turn the filter sweep on to this, then use these for other things. This is often the filter, but what if it wasn't, and this was the filter and this was something else? That would be just great. As this is a super nice device, a lot more real estate than some groove boxes by far, and that's a pro and a con for when you're playing live. But I really do like this form factor. It's just very different from anything else I've got, so that's a bonus, I think. So those are some ideas for features going ahead. Hopefully we could get those going in the next year. Okay, another feature request would be this. I've found a nice workaround for this, and I'd like to share it in another video because I feel like I've gotten to another level on Zencore sound design, and I'd like to share that with you. But one thing that would be greatly appreciated is in the filter, if we could add a drive feature to this. There's some great different models for different types of filters, but one thing I find lacking is the ability to go in and add some drive to the filter, and that would just take the tone. I know it's digital emulation of analog, but man, you could do some really nice things with it if we could add a little bit of filter drive, either the feedback model or just overdriven. There's different ways to do it. Pre-filter, post-filter. We can kind of do the post-filter by adding effects, and so there's always that. A lot of different options here, and great depth here. Just one more thing would be great. Oh, if we could just have some powerful drive on these filters, then we could do everything. And I think this doesn't just go for the MC-707. This could be a great add-in for the Zencore engine in general. Maybe some of them have it, but I don't know. It would just be great here. Okay, and I kind of hinted at this by showing you just a second ago, but one thing I didn't know, and it became super needed as we had the JD multi-effects in here, is that I didn't know about this. And this isn't on Roland or anyone, but it's hard to read the manuals for something like this. But say we go into something like the JD multi, I think it's way at the end. Yeah, so I was reading the update notes and saw all the parameters. And so I'm used to doing this for the effects. You hit the function and you get 2 pages of effects. And I was like, wait. There are so many parameters with this. Is this something that you can only get to on some sort of Zencore editor? And no, that's not the case. So all you have to do to get to all the deep parameters of an effects is hit enter while you're over here on effect. You hit enter and look, wow, there they all are on the sound design for an individual sound tone. This is how you get to all the parameters of an effect. So that's great. Look, they're all there. Everything that's in the manual is here. So you can do all the effects editing. I bet a lot of people have not found this because we don't like all the deep menu editing, but it's there. And it's the only way to really crack into some of the cool Zencore stuff. So there it is. I encourage you, especially on JD Multi, to try this out. Again, that is just when you go to, and it works for any of these, you just hit enter and you go into all the different effects parameters for an effect. Thanks a lot. Please remember to like and subscribe. I just cracked over 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to get that up to 2,000 in the next year, so that we can just push this channel up and get more motivated to do some more cool videos. Thanks a lot.